Going into this week, getting a couple of days of practice after that Buffalo game, how do you guys feel you are prepared going into Atlanta?
I think we're ready. Like I say, we just need a little bit of consistency as far as what we're doing. And I said it to, I think you get last week, that we're looking to focus on the one, right? Just make one less error, and again, more so make one good pick, one great loose ball, and then all night long get on and off the floor for each other, and then we'll see where it takes us.
Yeah. Have forced, as you've said, to play guys who maybe wouldn't get as much playing time, and that's probably going to help long-term benefits for them. But now that some of the guys we're talking about, I mean, they've been getting in the lineup consistently for a few games now. Are you starting to see results in terms of their development?
Because again, there's a lot of good moments. We're doing a lot of good things on the floor. It's just that one moment where it's biting us in the butt here. And again, good teams capitalize on that one moment. We just got to try, like I say, overall, just get rid of that one moment as an individual, and then we're 19th plays better.
How did you see Dan Coates? I was talking to him for a little bit. Obviously, he's not ready to play yet, but just the morale of having the captain around. I even see some of the conversations he's having with some of the guys. How nice is it to just have his presence here?
It's something we've been missing for the last 5 games, wherever it's been, right? And yeah, just his presence, his demeanor. Like I say, he brings that aura with him that we're here, get dialed in. And just his presence just helps that.
What you're seeing when you look at Georgia on film?
Really good, and we're going to have our hands full from one end of the floor to the other. Like Dobson has been playing extremely well all year long. Their defense have kind of switched things a little bit this year, where they're not as aggressive and allowing Dobbs to see the ball. So we got to try and capitalize on that by getting through the middle and trying to stretch them a little bit. Offensively, what can you say? It's 5 weapons every time they step on the floor, and we got to make sure that we're really good and really communicating. And again, just worrying about what's next. Again, a little cliche for us, but just whatever happens, just worry about the next one.
You look at NLL world, if you call it, there's a lot of roads that somewhere along the way led through Rochester. I mean, Ed Como, their head coach, and you're familiar with him. They won a championship here. I know you've seen them plenty since then, but what is it like to see those guys on the other side?
It's good, right? And again, there's a lot of mutual respect, I think. Anyways, I know from our end, like I say, Eddie's the guy that taught me how to play this game in this league. And again, to see what he's doing is it's still great to see, right? And if we can match what he's done over the years, I think we got a good chance of having some success that he has.
I do want to that too, like what I say about these roads leading through Rochester. Original Knighthawks and then the modern Knighthawks, combining them for a moment, just because how big has this city been to the National Lacrosse League?
I think it's been tremendous since '94, I think, or '95, anyways. It's been a staple, and it's been a franchise that demands excellence in itself, even through this this new Knighthawks 2.0. Like, we've demanded internal success and internal growth, and just to make sure that we're stepping on the floor as best as we possibly can be. And I think for a league, it's great that we're here. And again, we may not get the fans, but when we do, they're supporting us loud, and it's one of the toughest buildings to play in.
You mentioned that they've got 5 guys on offense, but I mean, really, their number one guy is Lyle Thompson, and he's one of the all-time greats. And not only is he a dynamic scorer, he's a deceptive scorer. How do you game plan for a guy like that?
Good question. Again, we try to look at film and try and key on his movements, but again, he's just so good that he doesn't do the same thing twice from shift in, shift out. And again, if you worry too much on him as a group, and we're going to hedge our bets, he's just too good. He's going to find the lefties. Q sitting there posting up, ready to rip. Shane Jackson, coming down the wall and flashing and getting on the crease in quick sticks. And so, as a group, we got to be, like I say, we got to be cognizant of him. Not try and take away his time and space, and hopefully try and take away his hands a little bit. But yeah, we're definitely going to have our hands full.
Now, to the Knighthawks side, we haven't talked enough about the impact Joe Post has had on this team. And I mean, that's something throughout the years Rochester's, both franchises, struggled to find that solid face-off guy. And, he really came on toward the end of last year, and then this year, he's shown he's one of the top guys in the league.
100%. And allows us to be fresher in that back end where, historically up until post he's been getting his groove. We've been scoring, they score, we're back out on defense regardless, right? So it's huge for us. And again, offensively, we're allowed to sort of hopefully extend those runs when we do score. But saying that, he's been dynamite at the dot. At the same time, his game is developing, and we trust him, and he's just got to continue to get the confidence. But we trust him enough that he's going to play a good defensive shift. And the last game in Buffalo, he was on more than he was the previous week in Halifax. And every time we step on the floor, his confidence got to grow that, he's not just a face-off guy. He's going to be part of this defensive unit, and we're going to count on him.
One of the guys in the back end playing outstanding this year is Matt Gilray. He got some love this week from Teddy Jenner, and Teddy said he's probably one of the top 3 or 4 transition guys in the league, and that's saying something for his development. What have you seen from Matt's game over the last couple of years?
And just knowing the ability to when to get up the floor, at the same time knowing when to make sure he's got 2 ends of the stick and pounding the guys so they don't get that prime scoring chance, right? So, yeah, he's just, and again, he's a gazelle. Like I say, once he gets that ball, he's just so smooth, but he's quick, right? And he reads the play well for us getting up the floor. And again, he's a guy that we count on to, help. We call those easy ones. Nothing's ever easy, but if we can get a few more in transition, he's leading the charge that way, and he's been doing a dynamite job at that for us.